Hi Sloths, and welcome back to Ebon. In the last episode we were thrown in a dungeon and right at the very end Haron came and rescued us. In this episode we're going to find out exactly what's been going on whilst we were shoved in a dungeon. And looking at the stats screen real quick, the only thing I can really see is I think our charm might have gone up a little bit, I'm not sure about that. But I think our grip's gone down a little bit. I kinda can't remember, but oh well, whatever. And on that note, let's continue with the game. Oh, you doubted me, I see. Say nothing, little space Haron. Yeah, just don't say anything. I fell against him, wilted really, and exhaled a long breath. Haron. Anything more I had to say escaped me at that moment. I missed you, I needed you, where were you, I love you? To my surprise, he hissed a scathing word, and I felt his arms tense around me. He said he'd executed you. I had blood-soaked linens and hair strange, tokens of a man who was... I shouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't be so... Oh, he wouldn't be so. If it'd been the truth, He seemed unable to go on for a second, fingers curling into the fabric of my clothes. I'm so happy. I can't shake this feeling you're not really. He let me go, and I looked over as though he was trying to puzzle together something that disturbed him. Just hug him. Come here. Come here, Haron, give me a hug. I moved to wrap my arms around him, but he stopped me. Just give me a minute, I need to collect my wits. He closed his eyes, exhaled slowly and pressed his forehead against mine. Just a moment. I can't imagine life without you. I never want to feel that afraid again. Oh, my poor Madra Lee. It was your trial, not mine. Forgive me. We will make them pay for this, my light. Mavis, Haron. Fucking Dulliasia. No, you ruined the moment. Bastard. The others were approaching. Wonderful. Come, Madra Lee, let's put this place behind us. He took my hand. We climbed up rock stairs, through a rock hallway, and emerged into the castle garden, from where we swiftly crossed the grounds and found ourselves on the streets again. Just outside the castle gates I saw a group of armoured soldiers. They were loud, bickering, but quiet when they saw me. She's alive? Oh, the rain felt so nice. I heard myself hum in contentment as I angled my face toward the sky. And it had only been a couple of days. Do not forget. Yes, she's alive, Haron looked at me, eyes still wet. He squeezed my hand. We can return to my estate, but we can't stay there long. They've retreated to Dakanetha. We're going after them. Who is with her? Oh, who is with her? I don't even know. I can't remember Ernol's voice anymore. 8 of her masks. We could ambush them all. What about the others imprisoned down there? How did this happen so quickly? Yeah, let's ignore everyone else. Who's leading? Yeah, who is leading this rebellion? Who is leading this rebellion? General Faline. Faline? Another one. General Faline. I'm gonna go with Faline. Faline? I don't know. An ambush would probably... would be very bloody. Then Mavis should. No, she's not going down there. You know, running won't do you any good. They're weak now. Mavis would offer us significant advantage. And we don't know what our grandfather is capable of. Haran looked hesitant, then exhaled slowly. It's her choice. They haven't had time to fortify yet. If we wait, they'll have more defences at their disposal. They're trapped, but... There is assuming grandmother didn't go down there to kill him herself. Yeah, let's beat the shit out of them. When we go after them, we end this. I will not have Garloys nipping at my heels, nor any other elf who thinks to control me. The crowd of elves roared in approval, and instantly fired... words. And instantly fire boiled in my belly. Adrenaline surged through my veins. A fight it was then. Lovely, I love me a good fight. There were winding passages underneath the castle. More than just a dungeon, this was a labyrinth, and it held rooms for many purposes. I followed the soldiers, each step heavy with dread and promise. Calipoa had met with us, and was leading the charge. She was relieved to see me, I thought, but hadn't so much as spared me a direct word. No time for that, I suppose. There was something magnificent about these caverns. I thought to ask about them later if I got the chance. There was certain to be a story behind them. Though from what I could tell, Galleons did not dredge beneath the earth often. I had heard of mines on another isle they owned, and their non-elves mined for them. The fact that I was easily distracted felt strange. I was both determined, committed to the ridiculousness, this civil attack alongside elves as though I were their sister. And also, far away from myself. Do not forget. I glanced over at Haran, exhaled, wondering how long I'd get to keep him near me this time. Are you all right? I caught Haran's gaze and wondered how I was supposed to respond. This doesn't have to be bloody. Maybe it should be bloody. Maybe it needs to be bloody. Maybe. But if you decide to give him some blood, Mavis, well... His hand twitched as he reached for mine. I would prefer if you stayed safe. Decanefa had taken a very long time to navigate. It meant rope belly or something similar, Dullier had told me. The cavern where Garloys, Maitwen and their supporters were thought to be sheltering in was at the base, and we traversed many winding tunnels to find it. I noticed the ground here matched the colour of the walls, unlike the rock room I was trapped in. But finally we were near the Heart Cavern. The Heart Cavern? Okay. The elves with me were growing tense, preparing themselves for battle. I stayed toward the back. We waited while some of our soldiers, scouts in fact, investigated the entrance of the cavern, reporting that it was unguarded and that Maitwen Garloys and a small number of Galley masks assassins were inside. They were arguing among themselves. This seemed to encourage some of the elves, thinking it a prime chance to come upon them while they were distracted. But knowing it was a nest of assassins we were stumbling into, I had creeping sensations crawling down my throat. I had a feeling at least a few of the others, the more sensible ones, did too. Slowly now. Come! The voice bellowed into the tunnel. A quick assessment of how likely this was to be a trap, how Garloys had seen the scouts, who were so certain that they had successfully spied. Now! Say it to my face! Hey, it's A6, or Axix, or however you're supposed to pronounce his name. Not to worry, I don't actually remember the voice. I don't think I've even given this person a voice, but I'm going to give him a voice now. Oh well, whatever. Not to worry. We haven't quite enough hubris to think we can slaughter the whole of Gallia from our stone nest. An elf stepped into view, and immediately those beside us drew their weapons. Calipoa, nephews? He regarded the Milleros with an uncomfortable calm, and then he regarded me. Mavis? Act 6? Yeah, I'm going with Act 6. Uncle, I thought you had more sense. Act 6. Gaze left me briefly sharing his smile with Haran, then returned. What does he want? I'm not certain. But Covental addles his mind. I'm not sure he realizes the state of things. He continued to stare at me, and I felt that creeping sensation on my neck squirming. You found her? Hello, Act 6. A pleasure. Yes, Uncle. Did you know where she was? No sooner than you did, I think. You're lying. Let's focus on the matter at hand. If you want to rake me later, I would relish the chance. It would likely mean we were all under the sky again, That mother kept Mavis hidden and preserved. It's strange. What does he want? Dignity, perhaps? The motivation shifts. He begins to see the path he's chosen in its totality, but the next moment an illusion passes over him, the blind vigour, conviction of merit, and hope for his doomed future returns. And what state is he in now? Has he shown any prowess with the Covental? And where is my twin, the rest of her dogs? I am not a dog, Calipoa, but most of us are here because it is our place to be here. Then so is mine to be here. Haran would understand. His gaze returned to me. I wasn't sure he'd blinked even once since he appeared. Was it? I'm surprised you came. My mother usually has a more rattling effect on people. I'd heard about you, but seeing you is another matter. A human woman no older than 30? That's a bit rude. I'm in my 20s at the minute. My early 20s. So, don't assume my age, you little bastard. All that power within you barely controlled. Then I hope I meet expectations. You exceed them. It's good you came. You will be an important catalyst. Then you've approached us to surrender? I've approached you to warn you, dear niece. There are 7 other masks with Mother. Father is in and out of his mind, and my mother has thoroughly abandoned hers. Or perhaps it is sure to say she has dropped the mask. Haran scoffed. Father has been trying to leave Decanetha, and she will not let him. He is willing to face Gallia's judgment when he is both seen clearly and not. If you try and assist him in leaving, I do not think Mother will abide it. I think he would rather see him dead. I think she would rather see him dead than see him stripped of rank and posture. If you approach and overwhelm them... This is a trap. To what end, bitter nephew? If it is a trap, it is a short-sighted one. Even if we killed the lot of you, there are more in your shadow. And we are trapped down here. I do not want to imagine my brother's rage if I harmed their children, Kelly sighed heavily and glanced back at us. I'll go in. Come, Lancas. And Mavis, you should go. No. What? You play a unique part in this. Both of my parents have locked onto you with a certain obsession. Your presence should be enough of a distraction to allow the rest of us to restrain them. Your power, if it comes to it, enough to overcome them. They'll see her as a threat. One that they won't be able to resist. Mother will not be able to help herself from testing her and father together. They need to see their relationship play out before her eyes will keep her from attacking Mavis immediately. And father is in no position to attack anyone right now. And without her, to be blunt, I don't see this ending with either of my parents alive. I felt Harren's I got a bit too into his voice there. I felt Harren's hand tighten around mine. Harren, I trust Act 6, but I can't see clearly. This seems... I won't let anything happen to her, Harren. You won't, nor will I. I'm not going to force you. I know you didn't exactly sign up for this. Do we go with a limited number, or do we go with everyone? Yeah, just a few of us, I reckon. I didn't understand how I was making this decision, yet it seemed the best shot at an ideal outcome hinged on me walking out there with just a few of us at my side. Then it's limit our numbers. We were really going to do this. I sucked in a deep breath and stilled my thoughts. This would be glorious or disastrous, but it would be done. Unravelling my island alongside you, then. They're your grandparents, and you're my love. Act 6 smiled in relief. We made our way into the cavern, Callie and one of her soldiers at the front, and me and Harren at the back. I'm right here, Mavis. The cavern was large and open, and mercy over the tight spaces of the passageways. Assassins did not mix well with tight spaces. Unfortunately, there were many shadows and contours in the walls that could hide a stealthy elf. And that was likely my least concern. So these are two of the masks, my twin and Garloy's. Huh. Garloy's and my twin standing at a distance from one another, a mix of elves I assumed were assassins around her, like she was a mother hen. I didn't see Ekere anywhere. Garloy's eyes were distant, his face placid and out of touch. When he lazily focused on us, there was just a moment of surprise on his face when he saw who led us. Where is Phaelane? He is handling more important things. How disappointing. Garloy's looked at his wife. She will not let me leave. I will not let you abandon everything. If Gallia wishes to do away with me, if it wishes to apprehend me, to interrogate me, so be it. I welcome it. This doesn't have to be difficult then. You're not in possession of your mind, Garloys. You. And just like that, his faraway gaze was here, and focused, intense, and locked on me. He moved toward me, and I instinctually backed away. Harren piped up loudly and quickly. We are here to end this as well as it can. I readied myself for a fight even as he stilled and ceased his advance. Did I tell you about the city? The king? The agreement? Did I tell you where to go? Or did it tell you where to go even? Hello again, it told me where to go. The king, the agreement. The king? What are you talking about? What agreement? Garloys huffed in frustration. You have not been listening, or you do not command the same respect. He is a fool. She doesn't have anything for you, Garloys. You're lost. Mavis, tell me. You still have a chance to work with me. I see it now. The way it happened. The way it needs to happen. If you have any hope of freeing yourself from this web, you will have it to follow me. Assist me. Assist you? With my twin. He unsheathed a sword at his hip and looked at his wife. You're not going to assist you in killing your wife, dumbass. Kill her? I'm not looking to kill her. She will not let me leave. Restrain her. My twin, for her part, retrieved a short dagger from her person and advanced on her husband. Grandmother, you are not Galli's Grand General any longer, husband. You are barely my husband any longer. Grandmother! But you will stay here until your fever breaks. I will not let them finish you. If you're going to be destroyed, I will be the one destroying you. Now you see? She has lost sight of things. She is convinced this is at the end. Such a surprising lack of faith, wife. What is it that you fear? You know what they will say. And you, never so great a fool. Then she looked at me as though I were making these decisions. You are not taking him. Me? I'm not going to say anything. I just stare at her. Leave. We're not leaving without Garlois. Test me, child. I will not let you have him. Enough of this. Garlois. Ben took a step forward to me. It was a mistake. It sparked a reaction that moved so fast I couldn't quite keep up. My twin jumped toward Garlois, dagger in hand, and her assassin sprang into action. Callie flinched but stayed near my side. Two of her masked assassins made their way toward me, and I started moving backwards. Poxon, Via, you're throwing everything away. The daggers in Harren's hands seemed to come out of nowhere. He held them with such an easy, solid grip, I was almost optimistic. Out the corner of my eye, I saw my twin jumping into Garlois. She plunged a dagger into his shoulder, and then she shot backwards. Mavis! A dagger flew past my head. Fool! I'll stand my ground, I suppose. I stood where I was, counting on the elves to keep me safe. The daggers danced in the hands of the assassins as they dodged blows from my allies. It didn't seem there was anything else I could do. This was chaos. I scrambled to defend myself, only to find the assassin's interest in me had dropped. I was confused, but I heard myself choke a relieved exhale all the same. This was unbecoming. I was not some fickle child who could not stand battle. When I looked to see what the assassins had been distracted by, I heard my twin moan from the floor. Harren gasped. It was packed full of surprises and regret, not his usual awe and wonder. My twin was on the floor, and her body curled and her eyes closed. I couldn't help but look at Garlois. His eyes were distant. My twin? Grandmother? One of her assassins reached for her neck and pulled his hand back a moment later. His expression was grim. She's dead? There was no words. There was not clear confirmation, but the assassins all dropped their weapons in unison. You killed her! Are you going to come with us? Yes. She whistled for the rest of the soldiers, and they flooded in quickly. Act 6 was led into the cavern, his eyes locked onto his mother. What happened? She's dead. She's dead? Yes. It wasn't intentional. Some of us are more insidious than others. You should be thankful. A suffocating silence had fallen throughout the cavern. The assassins who had been at my twin's side filed out in surrender. Evidently, their will had died along with her. Garloy's eyes grew even more distant. There was a very uncomfortable look in his eyes. It wasn't that I'd never seen a person mourning before, or that I'd never been a person in denial, but he was far away, lost somewhere. Haran, It's all right, Madrili. It has been chasing her a long time. A very long time. The days flew past. Gallia's... That's awkward. There's supposed to be an apostrophe in between Ga and Alia. Gallia's future was in the air, and strangely everything felt more like a dream than ever before. There was freedom now. Most of the authority that put me in danger was now stripped of power, and the streets were lacking the strange hostility I had found when I'd first come. When I saw elves, most gave me looks of appreciation, of curious excitement. It was very strange. But there was also a compulsion that bubbled beneath every waking moment. A place that Cuffintall spoke of again and again, more demanding by the day. It promised me answers, as though I had a choice, because it didn't feel I did. If I fought it, I would have to keep fighting it. Maybe I just wanted this to be over. Delier had arranged the ship for me. Haran said he was coming. So was Calipar. The others? Well, Gallia was broken, changing. They needed to be there. It would be a small crew navigated simply by the ghost in my head. It seemed so reckless, but Delier insisted it was a worthwhile venture. The Cuffintall gave me no peace unless I agreed. It came together so quickly. We are almost at the end of the game. Like, so close. This is the end game, basically. And so, still early in the morning, I departed, Gallia chasing the Cuffintall's promise of answers. The ship was strangely peaceful compared to my past two voyages, probably due to the sparse population of elves. Those aboard the Sea Wyvern with us gave me skeptic stares, but far less fearfully, less aggressively than I was used to. There was even, on occasion, some pride in their eyes, a sense of camaraderie? That is not how you spell camaraderie. Camaraderie. Pretty sure that's not how you spell camaraderie, but whatever. And I had a strange resolution in me, that unease, that free fall into a pit of mystery that had begun the moment Lacey arrived, was largely replaced by a sedated sort of calm, a feeling that things were out of my hand. This was perhaps just a pacification. The ghost was playing all manner of games, demands, and then honeyed promises. Sometimes I could still feel the terror bubbling beneath, but it was easy to quiet. I wasn't fighting for my survival anymore, at least not from sword and execution. Garloy's was in a dungeon somewhere. Gallia was offering me prestigious positions in its forces. Haran? Mavis, I didn't see you this morning. Not in the mood for breakfast? Greetings, Commander. The ghost change our course? We're headed northeast towards Dinoff. No, Dinoff? She shook her head. It shouldn't be a problem. It's just a curious direction. I figured we'd be heading for Riverend. And Riverend is southeast. Why would you think we were going toward Riverend? Because that is where the first galleons were from, as far as our records can confirm. I exhaled heavily. I don't know what we'll find. This may all be a game. I didn't think it would turn out like this when I first saw you and Lacey board the ship. Didn't even think it would turn out like this Oh wait, I just read that bit. Oh wait, no. No, I didn't read that. Didn't even think it would turn out like this when I found out Delay wanted you. Or when I saw that look in your eyes when he first saw you. It is not a game, it is the end of torment. Good. Good, torment needs to end. Kelly gave me a curious look. Let's have a quick look at the compendium, because I'm not sure if... Is Dynoff? No? None of those are there? Is anything else here? Serpentine, Gallic, no. I might do a bonus episode, by the way, of just me reading these, places, the lore, the people. Because, I could probably do with doing that at some point. Because I know I've not read all of them, because this, I obviously have more, bits of lore and places and people and stuff, from previous save file. But yeah, I think we are actually going to end this episode off. I think maybe 1 or 2 more episodes and we'll be done with this game for good. Apart from that bonus episode I just mentioned that I might be doing. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Can't believe we're almost done with it now, but thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, it's always free, and I'll see you later.